to Honoring Black History. I'm Robert Smith.
And I'm Sarah Wilson, and today we'll be telling you about prominent black figures who contributed to society right here in the Wiregrass area.
Black Americans have contributed greatly to many professions, including medicine. Ileana Cabillan spoke to one Wiregrass doctor who tells us the importance of minority representation here in healthcare.
Black History Month is a time to acknowledge that Black history is American history. A time to acknowledge the dreamers, the believers, the fighters, the pave makers of the Black community. A time to acknowledge that although the barriers and the obstacles the Black community has had to overcome, still we rise. This is a story of one Wiregrass doctor who didn't let those barriers or obstacles keep him down. Dr. Wale Asansanya grew up in Nigeria and was told by his father that he was going to be a doctor.
Yeah, well, it's a different generation and it's also a different world. I don't know if the kids growing up in Nigeria these days are like that, but my generation, your parents told you what to do. If you don't do it, there's a good chance you might be killed.
Asansanya helped his older sister study for her MCAT exam, and that's when his father suggested he should just take the exam as well. By 15, he was in medical school. In 1997, Asansanya moved to the States on an H-1B visa. He took his American boards for medical school a few years later and moved to Dothan in 2005. Dr. O says he was one of 3 black doctors in town at the time.
I don't know what the problem is. Even in Dothan, as big as Dothan is, how many black doctors do we have in Dothan? Maybe 5, 6. And guess what? Half of them are Nigerians.
Dr. O says that minority representation in healthcare is important because patients feel more comfortable and more trusting if they have a physician that looks like them and understands the cultural differences.
If you don't have representation, you're not rising. And we have Martin Luther King that gave us this platform of freedom. Without him, God knows where we'll be today.
Hello.
Black, white, it doesn't matter. We feel more comfortable when we go into a place and there are people like you in there.
Dr. O says he recognizes there are some obstacles he and other minorities have to overcome, but he doesn't let the color of his skin stop him from anything.
You become whatever you want to become in this country based on your blood and sweat. The harder you work, the more your rewards. Is it going to be more difficult for you because you're black? Yes, it will be. But does that mean you can do it? No. I say it every day. Whatever you think you cannot do because you're black, there are black people doing already.
Dr. O and some of his colleagues shared this last message of encouragement.
We are black women in healthcare and we rise.
Young, black, male, immigrant with an accent in South Texas. It was difficult, and yet we rise.
Covering local news first in Dothan, Ileana Cabillan, Wdhn News.
Wow, what a moving story. But moving over to the economy, it's no secret that farming is an economic staple here in the Wiregrass. And one family recently added to that staple by creating their own history. Here's their story. Meet the Dozier family, where farmer Jared Dozier and his wife, Leslie Ann, has changed the agriculture industry and is now making history in the Wiregrass. Dozier grew up on a farm in Headland. He says his grandfather taught him the principles of living off the land, giving back to your community, and keeping God at the forefront of everything you do. This allowed him to bring 3D Farms to life, a farming company that provides fresh produce to families.
But not only my community as well as abroad, because it not only benefits 3D Farms, but it benefits the nation.
Dozier's wife, Leslie Ann, says this farm is where it all began. In her family, farming was big, being passed down from older generations.
This is where it began for the Kitsey family. This land has been in my family for at least 100 years. Started with, my grandfather, then my father formed it.
She recalls when it was passed down to her and her siblings after her father died.
And then me and my siblings, we formed it after my dad died, and then now me and my husband, we're farming it now, and we're making a go with it, with 3D Farms.
Now older, she understands how to live off the land.
The older I get, I kind of know now what my father meant. I always say, you live off the land. This is how you live off the land. Growing, your own stuff, raising your own livestock. This is living off the land.
He says his livestock is how his family eats. Dozier says, now this is what you call farm-raised beef. And this is how he's able to provide fresh vegetables for families here in the Wiregrass area.
I don't believe in using all those harsh chemicals and all that. You can see for yourself. This is just straight feed, no hormones, no nothing, just TLC.
This is the same TLC that is given every Sunday for the Dozier family dinner, where fresh cabbage and greens are always on the menu. Through his farm, Dozier has always been an advocate for the health and wellness of African Americans. He encourages eating healthier to eliminate the number of black people who suffer from health issues because of poor food choices.
As African American, we suffer from high blood pressure, diabetes, but I'm trying to introduce more people to eating broccoli and kale and stuff like that. That's fresh.
But feeding families all over from Florida to Texas isn't just the only way Dozier made history in Headland. He also did it by being the first African American to win Best Farm Family of the Year in Henry County.
It was an honor, first of all, to be even nominated for it.
This was a milestone in Dozier's farming career. He not only broke racial barriers and stereotypes, but also contributed to the prosperity of health in the black community. He says winning the award allowed him to give back and show future generations of black boys and girls what they can become.
To be able to receive that, but now that let me know that, hey, now I was able to achieve that. Now I can reach back and tell somebody else or the next generation behind me, look, hey, this is what we can accomplish.
After all the field work is said and done, you now have yourself a fresh bag of collard greens. And these are the same greens that I was able to have for Sunday dinner, so I know they are extremely fresh. But keeping God first is how the Dozier family has continued to shape the agriculture industry here in the Wiregrass area and feed families all over. Covering local news first in Headland, Sarah Wilson, WDHN News. I'm also missing some of those greens right now. But coming up next on Honoring Black History, we'll tell you about a historic film made right here in Dothan that's talking about the obstacles that black Americans face. More on that after the break.
The buzz about the new season is true. Idol is back in business, baby. And Sunday, it's one of the most moving moments in Idol history.
You know what, let me tell you, you're giving me the greatest gift ever.
American Idol, new ABC Sunday.
I'm Wdhn with Dothan Easy Finance Auto Sales, and it's tax time again. Everyone is looking to make that vehicle purchase they've been waiting for. This year, make your money count. Shop at the one location with more cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's right, the Wiregrass's largest pre-owned inventory. Remember, when it's selection you want, it's Dothan Easy Finance. Your buy here and pay here mega store and service center. South Oak Street in Dothan.
Rosa Parks became the symbol of the civil rights movement when she refused to give up her seat on a public bus to a white passenger. Her simple act of defiance led the Supreme Court to declare segregation on public transit unconstitutional. She is a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Gold Medal.
Honoring Black History, sponsored by Krispy Kreme.
Hey, you.
Who, me? Yeah, you. What?
You want to watch something fun?
It's the best.
OET has got you.
It's no wonder we've been #1.
Yeah.
For 4 decades.
Only on ET.
Honoring Black History, sponsored by Buds and Blossoms and Krispy Kreme.
Now, February marks Black History Month, and today we're looking at a movie that was filmed right here in the Circle City about obstacles black people continue to face. Mike Morris and Hope McCullum are the brains behind a 2018 movie filmed right here in Dothan that highlights social injustice that black Americans face on a daily basis.
What made me want to do the movie is I met a friend along the same time as some of the murders that were going on. I believe it was Alton Sterling and Philando Castile at the time. And so we felt really strongly about what was going on. I wanted to be able to use my creative voice to speak to that.
Morris used his voice on a 24-minute short film called The Other Side. The other side represents those who may not be of color and blind to the other side of the story, as there are always two sides.
A lot of times we don't have a voice and we're not able to speak to that. There are truths that we live and we know exist in our community, and a blind eye has been, kind of turned to it over and over again. And so we wanted to definitely just address that and say, hey, we are human too. These are things that we, are experiencing. These are not, one-offs. These are not fictitious things that are, made up.
One of the issues Morris has in mind is police brutality, which is evident in the movie.
I'm tired of not being heard.
However, the unfair treatment cuts deeper behind the scenes.
Say another word, I'm put a hole in your head.
My brother was victim to it. I had an uncle that was killed by it. Friends and myself included that were harassed and subjected to it as well. So when you grow up in that environment, it becomes more of a normality where the rest of the world is shocked by what they see, but we live it every day.
For Sean Freeman, the character in the movie that experienced injustice, says there's not just one solution to crack down on the issue.
I think we just have to keep fighting, vote, do our parts as parents, as mentors, to make sure the next generation is, being raised with all the proper tools and instruments to make this world a better place.
The short film has received special recognition, such as winning awards and being shown at movie festivals. Morris says he hopes the movie sends a message to viewers, especially to those not of color.
We hope to open dialogue. A lot of times when you are not a part of a community, you make preconceived, determinations based off of what you think or what the media may be perpetrating. And so I want for the discussions to happen. I want for them to be a little bit more open-minded to see that there is another side other than what the media may be portraying or the narrative that is out there. We are human.
In Dothan, Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass. Now, next, we'll be heading down the street to Wolf FM to meet with one of the first black talk show hosts here in the Wiregrass. Sarah, we know her very well. We'll have her full story after the break.
Nothing says I love you like a box of warm donuts from Krispy Kreme, especially when you take them to the office in the middle of your weight loss competition. New year, new me? Psh, we like New Year, happy me. Krispy Kreme, we like you just the way you are.
The buzz about the new season is true. Idol is back in business, baby. And Sunday, it's one of the most moving moments in Idol history.
You know what, you've given me the greatest gift ever.
American Idol, new ABC Sunday.
I'm a new man thanks to Physicians Hearing Center.
I got my hearing devices from Physicians Hearing Center.
I got my hearing aids at Physicians Hearing Center, and it's the best decision I've made in years.
As a teacher, I can now hear the sweet voices of my children.
I was able to hear people speaking that I could not hear before.
And unto them, I give thanks.
Come see us at Physicians Hearing Center and let us help you hear beautiful.
We can reconnect you with family and friends.
Good morning, Dothan. How did you sleep last night? Here at Good Morning Mattress Center, we make mattress shopping easy. We know there's not one mattress perfect for everyone that we can just shove in a box and deliver straight to your door. We carry every style of mattress to fit your exact needs, all under one roof. We're local, family-owned and operated, and we promise to give you the best deal, service, and quality products you can find. Come be a part of our family at Good Morning Mattress Center in Dothan.
Hey, I'm Jody of Keeble Enterprises on South Oak Street in Dothan. It's tax time again. If you want a reliable car at a great price, you need to come see me. We have a large inventory to choose from with new units arriving daily. Call 699-8110, ask for Jody or Gage.
Go ahead, eat your steamed broccoli and Brussels sprouts. We'll be over here enjoying our warm Krispy Kreme donuts, feeling happy about ourselves. Great stories don't start with, I ate a salad. Krispy Kreme, we like you just the way you are.
Honoring Black History, sponsored by Buds and Blossoms and Krispy Kreme.
Now, this next person is near and dear to our hearts. She's also a pioneer and an award-winning journalist, and she actually started right here. Deborah Pearson has had a career in Dothan for decades, but it all started by chance. Here's her story.
Hello,
I'm Deborah Pearson. I'm Deborah Pearson. Deborah Pearson.
From daydreaming about it in high school to making it a reality, Deborah Pearson, who is the current afternoon anchor at WFM Radio, lived out her wildest dreams.
I never thought about it. It was just such a dream of mine to do it since high school. It was something I've always wanted to do, is to be a reporter.
She started out as a radio personality at WFM, then joined the WDHN news team in 1995, where she became the first black talk show host. She wanted little black girls to look up to her and think anything was possible.
That you can dream to do this as well. I mean, you look and see a black woman on television. Wow, maybe one day I can do that.
But Pearson's journey wasn't always easy, as she faced racial hiccups along the way, like when she received her first job offer.
So when I got there, when I walked in and introduced myself, the first thing that came out of their mouth, you don't look like you sound. Actually, the lady from Human Resources, she called up every interview that I had and said, Deborah's here. She looks nothing like she sounds.
Nothing like she sounded, and she was also overlooked just because she was black.
They're in a room of reporters and I'm only black, and they walk over me or pass me by. And I was like, wow. And even the other reporters recognized it and noticed it, but I didn't let it bother me. This is what makes me happy every day. And here I am 28 years later, still doing this at WFM.
And that's how Deborah Pearson created her own black history. In Dothan, Sarah Wilson, WDHN News for the Wiregrass. You've got to just love Deborah. But continuing to talk about prominent figures, Dr. Martin Luther King is known by many for his part in the civil rights movement. And next on Honoring Black History, we'll go to the City of Progress and Enterprise to see how that community tries to keep his legacy alive.
Why pay full retail when you can buy high-quality furniture for less at the Crate Market in Blakely, Georgia? We offer on-the-spot financing with quick approvals and low monthly payments. Outshop, don't outspend. The Crate Market, Blakely, Georgia.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir.
We have made it through another week together.
America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television.
Did you know that Dixieland Dental offers one-day service on dentures and partials? If you need repairs done on your dentures or partials, they can be handled while you wait, but an appointment is necessary. So call Dixieland Dental today at 1-800-448-4089 or 983-3558. Call for an appointment today and get one-day service at Dixieland Dental, located on 231 north of Dothan in Midland City. Call for your appointment today. Dixieland Dental in Midland City.
Hey, you.
Who, me? Yeah, you. What?
You want to watch something fun?
It's the best.
Woo! Something that feels like an escape.
Oh, E.T. has got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
A big wow.
It's no wonder we've been #1 for 4 decades.
What? Get out!
This is where we really get down to the good stuff.
Only on E.T.
Weeknights at 6:30 on WDHN. The WDHN Weather App is your source for local weather, and it's now available on all mobile devices. Street-by-street radar, track the tropics, and get notifications when severe weather threatens your area. The WDHN Weather App, available now.
Bring your tax refund dollars and refresh your home at the Crate Market in Blakely, Georgia. Buy 2, get 1 free on all items, clothing, shoes, appliances, and so much more. Name brand items at discount prices. Outshop, don't outspend. The Crate Market, Blakely, Georgia.
Watch the 700 Club every weekday. We bring you compelling interviews with the information you need for better health, stronger finances, and a more abundant life. Every day you'll hear inspiring stories from right here at home and across the globe. We cover the issues that matter most to you and your family. For thoughtful analysis and insight into the news of the day from a biblical perspective. Watch the 700 Club every weekday. Honoring Black History, sponsored by Buds and Blossoms and Krispy Kreme.
In Enterprise, the community gathered to remember Martin Luther King Jr.'s fight for equality. The main theme being keep the dream alive. Justice shall prevail. Ileana Cabillan has the story.
For little children
will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day have a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the contents of their character. By Martin Luther King. I have 4 children, and they have this dream.
Aponte was one of the organizers of the remembrance event held in Enterprise. She and other organizers say it's important for community members to know that the Wiregrass Hispanic Latino Outreach Group stands together as one with people of every race to continue Martin Luther King Jr.'s fight. A fight Dorothy Richardson witnessed firsthand as a freshman at Alabama State University.
I thought we would have by this time made a difference in living up to his dreams and what he advocated. But here lately, especially, seem like we are taking a step backwards as a whole. But some of us are still marching.
The influence and impact of Martin Luther King Jr.'s message is cross-generational, with even the youngest in attendance expressing their own dream for the future.
My dream is to see people be treated equally and for stop racism and for people to go places and be where they want to be and just be equal.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
All men.
Yes.
Not some, but all.
Covering local news first in Enterprise, Ileana Capean, WDHN News.
Now, you know we had to save the best for last. One organization works to help teach the next generation about Black historical figures. Now, don't turn that down. We'll be right back.
The world is a noisy place. People talk at each other and over each other, but nobody talks to each other. It gets us angry and it makes us cynical, and we don't learn or grow. I want to change that. So every night, we're going to sit down with America's top newsmakers and biggest celebrities, and I'm going to show you what happens when we have a conversation, when we actually communicate. So let's talk.
Banfield, starting Monday, 10/9 Central on News Nation.
Jim Whaley Tires will beat any advertised price. No one sells Michelin, BF Goodrich, or Unaroyal for less. And now save with interest-free for 6 months. When it matters most, depend on Michelin. When it's time for service, pull into a nearby Jim Whaley Tires in Dothan, Ozark, Enterprise, Troy, and our newest location in Eufaula. Or shop online at JimWhaleyTires.com, where good service goes a long way.
I'm Levon with Dothan Easy Finance Auto Sales, and it's tax time again. Everyone is looking to make that vehicle purchase they've been waiting for. This year, make your money count. Shop at the one location with more cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's right, the Wiregrass's largest pre-owned inventory. Remember, when it's selection you want, it's Dothan Easy Finance. Your buy here and pay here mega store and service center. South Oak Street in Dothan.
Southeast Alabama Dance Company presents A Mermaid's Tale at the Dothan Civic Center March 4th through the 7th. Join Ariel as she goes from under the sea to seek her true love. In her quest to be with Prince Eric, she goes on this journey with her friends Sebastian, Flounder, and Scuttle as she explores the human world. But watch out, Ariel must deal with the sea witch Ursula as she travels on this adventure. Don't miss this exciting show.
WDHN works to bring you the news headlines that matter to you each night with news at 5, 6, and 10. Thank you for making WDHN a part of your day. Honoring Black History, sponsored by Buds and Blossoms and Krispy Kreme.
Now, Girls Inc. is an organization that helps young girls turn into leaders of tomorrow.
And also earlier this month, Girls Inc. held a week of activities meant to teach the girls about Black history, especially Black women.
I'm a Girls Inc. girl. I'm strong, smart, and bold.
Being inspired to be bold, beautiful, and taught that they can do anything. And what better time to teach them than during Black History Month? Girls Inc. held a week filled with events to teach young girls about Black history. Bria Solomon, who helped bring this week to life, says this will inspire them.
We created this week so that we could inspire our girls to see that, so that they could see that anything is possible if they put their minds to it.
On February 17th, the theme was Women Crush Wednesday, where they dressed up as their favorite influential Black women.
It makes us learn about the people who we know and who we need.
And this is how Girls Inc. is teaching them about Black history and allowing them to dress up as their favorite Black influential women, like Misty Copeland. On top of Black women who changed the dancing and ballet world, the girls dressed as women who made history as astronauts, track stars, political figures, you name it, these young ladies dressed it.
Mae Jemison, the first black person to go outer space. FloJo, she's the first Black American to do track.
Kamala Harris, because she's the first Black African American female that's to be vice president.
The week also consisted of showing their Black girl magic with t-shirts, wearing African head wraps, dressing as their favorite 90s singer, then finishing the week by supporting a local Black business. When asked what this week filled with learning about their culture means to the girls, they said this.
I like learning about them because it's like very inspiring to know that any African American female can do anything.
They can do anything if they just put their minds to it. And Girls Inc. is committed to teaching the girls that while empowering them.
Here at Girls Inc., we're able to bring that forth and, help them, inspire them, and show them that they can do anything they want to.
In Dothan, Sarah Wilson, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.
Well, that's all for our Honoring Black History program. We hope that you enjoy the Black Alabamians, what we have to offer here in the Wiregrass, Sarah.
Absolutely. And Black History Month is a short month, but that doesn't mean it stops because it's every single day. But you can feel free to learn more about Black history by visiting WDHN.com, where we have stories from across the country on our Black History Month page. Have a good evening.